For my career exploration project, I chose physician assistant, specifically a dermatology physician assistant. Now, what is a PA, might you ask? Well, here we go. PAs are licensed clinicians who practice medicine. They're very well-rounded in different specialties and different fields. I mean, they practice patient to patient, so it's face-to-face, one-on-one. They're basically a doctor, but they don't have a doctorate. What is a dermatologist PA? Well, they work in dermatology, obviously. They work with your skin, your face, your hair. They examine different skin conditions, acne, eczema, honestly anything. And then, but there's specifically dermatology. There's family medicine, there's orthopedics, and I mean, literally anything you could think of. ER, anything. But I chose dermatology because it's what interests me the most. For their salary, they actually make a lot of money. The average for after graduating PA school is around 155 for dermatology PAs. Around, if you get your doctorate, it really doesn't do that much different than if you were with your master's. But with your associates, you cannot become a PA, so you can work as like a medical assistant, which makes around $42,000 an hour. And then same with a bachelor's. After a bachelor's, you can apply to PA school, but you can't really do anything more than that, so it'd be the same thing. You make $42,000 in that, a year. But then, yeah, like I said, you get 155 on average after you graduate PA school, and then if you do get a doctorate, it doesn't really change too much. I mean, it's still $10,000, but it's not like crazy. You make around $165,000. And do they get paid hourly, salary, or do they receive bonuses? Yes, they do actually. For dermatology PAs, they do get bonuses based on clients that come back and stuff like that, like retentions and amount of people that sign up and do stuff like Botox, different like surgeries, pimple removals, and all this stuff. As you can see here, performance bonuses, signing bonuses, and retention bonuses. And then they can either get paid hourly or salary. Just depends on what specialty you'd be in. And then for the education, you can receive honestly any degree as long as you get the prerequisites done. As for me, I'm a kinesiology degree, but then there's plenty of other degrees and careers you can do, such as like you can become a physical therapist, a PE teacher, an athletic trainer. The list kind of goes on. For the job outlook, it's actually looking really good. It's going to grow around 30% when I do graduate PA school, which is in 2030. So hopefully, and it seems like there will be a job for me when I do graduate from post-grad, which would be great. For education, obviously you need your bachelor's degree, which is what I'm doing right now at NMSU, getting my kinesiology degree. Mostly people get biology degrees because it kind of ticks off all the prerequisites. Then you move on to PA school for your master's degree, which is either a 2 to 3 year program. For the schools that I've selected, one is a sped up program at UNM, which is a 27-month program, and then I'm pretty sure Baylor is a 3-year program, but it mainly ranges from 2 to 3 years. 3 years being the usual amount of time you go to school. And then there's the PANCE exam, which is your licensing exam. You can be a PA, but you'll just be a PA, but then if you want to make a little more money, you'll be a PAC, which means you're a certified PA, or a physician assistant, which means you pass the licensing exam, which happens after PA school. So you make it through PA school, and then you take your qualification tests, and you get certified. And then the next step would be working in your specialty. For me, I put dermatology. You could begin your work in healthcare settings. I mean, you get to choose where you specialize, which is pretty cool. I obviously would choose dermatology. Moving on to the 2 colleges I chose the college up in Albuquerque, the UNM Physician Program, and then Baylor College up in Texas. UNM because it's local, it's a really good program, and Baylor because it's one of the better programs in the country, and it's relatively close to home, and it's decently affordable for how good of a school it is. And then moving on to kind of what you need, the requirements for each school. For UNM, obviously you need your bachelor's degree. You need a GPA around 3.5. I've heard some people have gotten in with like around a 3, but 3.5 makes you competitive, let's say. You need patient care hours. I know UNM is a minimum of 1,000, so it's a lot actually. And then pretty sure it's 2 letters of recommendation, and 1 actually needs to be a physician assistant, and then you have your personal statement as well. And then for Baylor, it's the same thing basically, bachelor's degree. Science related is preferred, then the GPA around 3 to 3.5, and then obviously the patient care hours, letters of recommendations, and personal statement. Pretty much it stays the same throughout every PA school. What kind of changes is the prerequisites. For UNM, it's biology 1 and 2, general chemistry 1 and 2, organic chemistry. You can do organic chemistry 2, but that's kind of recommended. Required is organic chemistry 1, then human anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, microbiology, psychology, statistics, and then your English classes. And then moving on to Baylor, it's about the same thing, bio 1 and bio 2, chemistry 1, chemistry 2. Organic chemistry, it says 1 or 2 semesters, so it's the same thing. Anatomy and physiology, but this one requires biochemistry, which is a class that I'm not looking forward and I don't want to take, so we'll see what happens. And then the training is obviously you get your bachelor's degree, you get your master's degree from PA school, you pass the PANCE exam, and then you develop strong communication and patient care skills moving on into the future of your career. For the qualifications, obviously you complete your PA program 2 to 3 years, moving in the classroom and your clinical rotations. Then you participate in your clinical rotations, as I just said, which are your hands-on patient care, working in the settings that you want to work in. Then you gain experience in different places like family medicine, surgery, or dermatology. And then 4 is receive on-the-job training, like working in dermatology. Why did I choose a dermatology physician assistant? Well, funny you might ask, because I've always grown up being treated by a PA. I've never really gone to a doctor. Anything I've gone to has been a PA. My doctor back home is a PA. And I mean, from when I hurt my knee, I've worked with a PA, done physical therapy. And then, yeah, I mean, it's nice to be able to be that middle ground between the doctor, the MD, the DO, be the person that's basically the same thing. But yeah, it seems cool to me being able to help people, especially in dermatology, because I mean, growing up, I've always had a battle with acne, and being able to help, I don't know, people realize that it's okay, you know, it's gonna get better, and feel more confident in who you are and how you look. This is my roadmap of NMSU. I probably won't go through all the classes, but I still have a lot of classes I need to take. Like we'll go, for example, biomechanics or motor learning. Got the internship, psychology, organic chemistry. It's gonna be a long couple years, but it'll get done, and then hopefully we get accepted into PA school. But thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and that is my presentation on dermatology/physician assistants.